Shut up and sit down.
You are going to turn a fidget spinner into a chaos pendulum. Professor Pumpernickel again! Chaos pendulum! Chaos pendulum! Yo, how's it going? It's Professor Pumpernickel again. The second video on the YouTube channel. It's the Chaos Pendulum. Here's what you're gonna do to make the Chaos Pendulum. Here are the things that you need. You're going to need some glow-in-the-dark paint. Okay, this is a particularly good brand. It goes by the name of Deco Art and is manufactured in the US of A. Next, you're going to need obviously a paintbrush. There's your paintbrush. You're going to need an undercoat for the glow-in-the-dark paint. And it's just an old tub of white paint that I use to paint the walls with. Some M8 bolts. They have to be M8 bolts if you're using the ball bearings from the fidget spinner. There's the ball bearing from the fidget spinner. I'm going to be showing you how to extract the ball bearing from the fidget spinner in just a moment. You're going to need some nuts to tighten it on with. You're going to need some washers. And you're going to need also a hot glue gun. Now here's the health and safety people. You're using a hot glue gun, you may burn yourself, so please get a grown-up to help you with the hot glue gun. You don't want any burnt fingers out there. You're going to need a drill. You're going to have to drill a hole for the bolts to go in. Okay, so this is an 8mm drill bit. Now, for your ball bearing, you're going to need a 22mm hole drilling wood drill bit. Get a grown-up to help you with this. These are sharp instruments and I don't want anybody out there hurting themselves. Right. You're also going to need an adjustable spanner or a 13mm spanner just for the nuts and the bolts. You're going to need a big piece of wood and I'm going to show you that in a second. Here we have a keyring light bulb. They come in all kinds of colors. These are ultraviolet LEDs. And these are used for checking banknotes to check they are not forgeries. People in banks will have them on their keys and be able to reach into their pockets and just check very quickly if the notes you are handing them are forgeries or genuine. So go ahead and buy yourself one of these keychain light bulbs. Should only cost you around £1 to £2. I bought two of them for less than £5 and they've got a little button on them which keeps the light on. You're going to need a piece of wood and you're going to need something to cut the wood with. You will see that this piece of wood is quite thin. It is only 7mm in thickness or close to 1/4 inch. Now you'll see that the ball bearing is also only roughly about 7 or 8mm or 1/4 inch. Let's call it 1/4 inch. Now this old piece of pallet wood which I found, which I did attempt to use, quite a lot thicker than the ball bearing. So let's not use that. Let's just use the thinnest piece of wood we can find. Let's take apart our fidget spinner to create the Chaos Pendulum. First of all, you're going to want to remove the centerpiece. I found that this particular one was very, very easy. Center tabs were easily popped off to reveal the ball bearing inside. Take a look at that, those beautiful ball bearings. Right? Now these I found were easily pushed out by pushing your thumbs through the back and it just pops out. Your particular fidget spinner toy may need a little bit of assistance, so again, a grown-up is going to be good help there. These all pop out nice and easily just with thumb pressure, just by pushing your thumbs through the back. There we go. And the final one. Come on. There. And now we don't need this anymore. Now if your piece of wood is really wide, like this one here, like mine, you're going to take your saw and you're going to cut it in half. You should now have 2 pieces of wood, half the thickness of the original piece. Sorry! Let's put a few washes on the bolt. Now I've created a nice big space there. We need a lovely big gap for all the working parts to have space to work with each other. So let's put the next ball bearing on there like that. We'll put another nylon washer on the end. And then we'll tighten that up. Take our 2 pieces of wood, a small piece and a long piece. Just going to push our ball bearings now into the hole. That's the small piece of wood, short piece. And now we'll attach that to the big piece of wood. And there we have the beginnings of our chaos pendulum. All we've got to do now is glue our light on and then bolt it to the main board. Alright, so now we're ready to attach our chaos pendulum arm to the board that we painted earlier on with the glow-in-the-dark paint. It's just an easy push fit, remember? You just push it straight on like this and then you give it a flick of the finger. Let's see how it works. Yeah, that looks ace. Yeehaw! A fidget spinner into a chaos pendulum. Who would have thought it? Hey, just before you go, do Professor Pumpernickel a little favor, would you please? And just click the subscribe button. That's the red subscribe button just down there. And then select the notifications bell, because then you will be notified when my next video comes out. Hey, how about that? Until the next installment, Auf Wiedersehen! The wrong way.